It's week 3 of the NFL. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports.
And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here are the Panthers set to take over for the first time. And Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Check white, switch, yellow.
Off the play fake, Young. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Bush driving in and picking up the sack.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4. You talk about this Seahawk defense. They enter play here 24th in the league against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you pull the run on your way back to the quarterback.
On is the punter Hecker as he gets this one away. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. And it is a first-time Pro Bowler who leads them out, Charles, in his 11th year now, Geno Smith.
And what a start to the season he's had. 10 touchdowns through the first 2 weeks. Now, we won't start playing the game of what kind of pace is he on because it is a long year. But at the very least, he's got to be the front runner for NFL Offensive Player of the Month for September.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now it's the rookie from UCLA, Zach Charbonnet. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago, 19 carries, 75 yards.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expect him to make a run at not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
This 2nd and 4. They'll fake it. Now Smith. This is Fant on the short completion. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Downfield and caught by Thornton. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And now Smith going to change the play. The leading rusher among rookies a season ago. Here's Kenneth Walker. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Now 2nd and 5. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play. On 3rd down, here's Walker.
Call a no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands and maybe the offensive move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
For the right play, yeah.
That too.
Young to throw again on 2nd and 10. They'll get this to the rookie, Jonathan Mingo. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 106 yardage-wise, and the score as well.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They're really asserting their will out there, and I'm confident they can repeat it again this week.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Young. Open man is Mingo, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hekker to punt it away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now Geno. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Geno now to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. You look at this Carolina defense. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
This is Fant on the short completion. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Smith. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Seahawks 1st down. They only need a gain of 6 and moves the chains. And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. We'll get a look here at the Seahawks picks from the 2023 draft. They were one of 4 teams to make a pair of first-round selections this year. And the general consensus, CD, they did pretty darn well with both of them.
I'll say, partner, and also say this. Seattle, we're used to seeing them have size in their corners. But Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois, he may not have the size, but his physical play fits Seattle perfectly, as well as Jackson Smith-Njigba, a terrific slot receiver out of Ohio State. Many thought he was the best in this year's draft. Added to the pass rush with Derek Hall and Zach Charbonnet. Adds to an already strong backfield with Kenneth Walker.
Throwing on third down, Smith. He'll find Metcalf. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They snap it to Smith.
Well, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Following the interception, Young. And connecting here with DJ Chark. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
It's second and inches at the 38-yard line.
He completes this one to Mingo.
Complete to number 15, Jonathan Mingo.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. On the counter now, it's Sanders. Able to slither by. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
Now Young going to move him around.
Yellow, line, Smith, red, check, pink, blue,
From the red zone now, Young.
There's Trimble, the tight end.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
On the pickup. It's second and inches at the 5-yard line.
Young. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. DJ Chark, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
Dwayne Eskridge elects to bring it out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked off by Von Bell. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
Young on first down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Mario Edwards flies in to blow that play up. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. A good move on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Derek Hall in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. So on now is Johnny Hekker to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you...
That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. First throw now for the backup Locke. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Locke again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And that is incomplete. Boy, did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. We've seen this offense do some unconventional things thus far, but they couldn't go for it on 4th down here, could they?
Could someone patch us into the head coach's headset? Punt the ball.
They'll go for it. It's Locke. Working the middle of the field, and he's got him now complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's Locke to throw. Incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Locke going to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Chin picks it on. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Here's Moore. He will return it. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. He's dropped at the 17. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Geno. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Smith now to throw. Flushed out right. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. To throw is Smith.
He finds Smith and Jigba.
Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
The Seahawks at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now Smith.
This is Fant on the short completion. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Smith on third down.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Panthers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. First and 10, Young.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And 2nd down.
Ready.
To throw, Young. Open here, Adam Thielen. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now a 3rd and 6.
Here's Young. And he fends him off.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he's able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
That's taken at around the 40. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Smith's throw caught here by Metcalf.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Catch is made by Metcalf. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Smith. it to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Jeremy Chinn picks it off.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. The mistakes continuing to pile up, and it looked like they were going to be able to eat into that deficit. Instead, now the deficit is even larger.
Yeah, they were on a march with a chance to get back within a score, but now that deficit continues to grow.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Geno Smith getting ready to go again here on offense. Any surprise in your mind he's out there to start the second half after 4 first-half interceptions?
I used to be surprised by a lot of things, partner, but in this case I'm not, because you know they want him to be their guy. And the only way to truly establish that is to give him a chance.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the 12-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they'll be inside the red zone with the ball at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Following the interception, Young throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Young on 3rd down. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Adam Thielen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Panthers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
But we saw that they had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
Here we go on fourth. Smith.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as this defense, boy, a little too loose there. They give up a gain of 19 on fourth down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And now they're in the hurry-up. Throwing again is Smith. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Ready?
Now Young.
And trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it.
And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Intercepted. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Snowball.
After the interception, here's Smith. And my goodness, another interception. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick.
And the Panthers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
At the 41-yard line.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
That is caught by Thielen. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Yellow, ready, go.
They'll run with Sanders. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Miles Sanders, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers extend their lead yet again. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Seahawks 3.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Well, we sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now.
Back to throw, Smith. This is the tight end Fant. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. And quickly, they get to the line. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Going up top. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
So on 4th down, they're going to go again. Keep in mind they're 3 of 4 so far in these situations. They snap it to Smith.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Smith throwing again. He's got his big tight end, Fant. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed to convert on 4th and long.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
From the gun, here's Smith.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
That is caught.
Touchdown, Seahawks. Will Dissly, a 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wondered maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
When it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Young looks to throw on 1st down.
Throw left side, pulled in by Mingo.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just get...
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Carolina. Hayden Hurst, 35 yards.
And the Panthers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
On the return, it's Eskridge, and he'll bring it out. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Smith now on second down. And they're going to sack him again. The fifth time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh, they're like, oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them.
There he goes, right side.
Still going inside the 20.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year.
And the Panthers add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
From the end zone, here comes Eskridge. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
And out now come the Seahawks.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up first and 10
at their own 19-yard line.
They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That play could never get started thanks to the defensive effort of Shaq Thompson.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
To throw on second down is Smith. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, CD, that helps the home team as they try to erase this deficit, give them the penalty for pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, and they certainly haven't been happy with what they've seen so far, have they? They're certainly hoping that that call now might get the fans back into this one.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Smith. Eluding the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Geno down to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach has plenty to say about this game.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long. this, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. This offense returns to the field. And the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we get a look at him.
He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
He's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see it back. Just got to have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays, nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
And it's third down.
Short throw underneath to Hurst. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on for the 5th time here today. This is taken at about the 14. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith.
And that's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Out of the gun, Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So a risky move that does not pay off. And, Charles, you take it from the defensive perspective, they had to be a little offended there that they even tried to go for it back inside their own 20.
Highly offended. And they took the ball away and gave it to their offense in a great situation. But when you look at this thing in total, when you start taking chances like that, you know what that means? You have to take more chances later, right? When you don't convert, that just means you got to double down on it. So we could see this thing pile up as we go on.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Young throw complete there to Thomas.
And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands.
So Young will head to the sideline, and on is Pinheiro for the Panther field goal.
From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
This is up and good from Pinheiro. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be second down. And they're going to speed things up here.
Brings up second and 9 at the 17-yard line.
Throwing now is Geno. And his throw is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Geno. And that's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go on 4th. Smith. And now here is another interception. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On play action, Young. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps,
to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down. It got his man complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
And the Seahawks
Smith on first down.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Throwing is Smith. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's fourth down.
Desperation time for Smith on fourth down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as this defense were a little too loose there. They give up a gain of 19 on fourth down.
From the red zone now, Smith. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Smith, and that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Off of play action. Here's Smith. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now.
Tuesday. Check 59, cover.
On fourth down, Smith.
He's got his target. That's complete. And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Play action. It's Smith. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
To the air again, Smith. And it's caught. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Young's going to take a knee here, and that should just about do it.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball.